Hello and welcome back to EnglishFuel. In our last video, we started our journey into values by exploring honesty, the foundation of a life of integrity. We learned that being true in your words and actions is the first step to building trust with others and peace with yourself. If you haven't watched that video, I encourage you to go back and watch it so you can follow our entire journey. Today, we are going to explore a value that gives you the ultimate power and freedom in your life. It is the value of responsibility. Many people think of responsibility as a burden, a heavy weight you are forced to carry. They see it as having to do things you don't want to do, like paying bills, finishing homework, or keeping promises. This view sees responsibility as a limitation, a cage of duties and obligations. But this is a very big mistake. In truth, responsibility is the exact opposite of a burden. It is a source of power. Think about it, a burden is something that is forced on you. But responsibility is something you choose to take. When you take responsibility, you are taking control of your own life. You are moving from the back seat of the car to the driver's seat. You are taking the steering wheel in your hands, and you are choosing your own direction. When you blame others for your problems, you are giving them control over your life. You are saying, I am a victim of my situation. You might say, I am late because of the traffic, or I am unhappy because of my boss, or I failed because the test was too difficult. In these moments, you are giving away your power. You are saying, someone else is in control of my life. But when you say, I am responsible, you are saying, I have the power to change things. You are saying, I have the power to leave earlier to avoid traffic. I can find a new way to be happy, or I will study harder next time. This is the key to personal freedom. The more you take responsibility for your life, the freer you become. A person who is responsible for their health is free from many sicknesses. A person who is responsible for their studies is free from the fear of exams. A person who is responsible for their habits is free to achieve their goals. Responsibility is not something that is forced upon you, it is a gift you give to yourself. The two sides of responsibility. We can understand the true depth of responsibility by looking at two sides of it, personal responsibility and social responsibility. Personal responsibility. Personal responsibility is about your own life. It means you are in charge of your thoughts, your emotions, your habits, and your choices. It means you understand that your life is a direct result of the choices you have made. For example, if you are not getting good grades, personal responsibility means you say, I need to study more and ask for help. It does not mean you say, my teacher is not good, or the test was too difficult. When you take responsibility for your own life, you stop making excuses. You stop waiting for someone to save you. You become your own hero. This applies to every part of your life. Your health, your responsibility, your education, your responsibility. Your happiness? Your responsibility. No one else can exercise for you, study for you, or choose to be positive for you. Taking personal responsibility means you are ready to do the work. It is a sign of maturity and inner strength. Let's break this down further. Your financial responsibility. Taking responsibility for your money means you budget, you save, and you invest for your future. It means you don't blame your low salary for your debt, but instead look for ways to earn more or spend less. Your emotional responsibility, this is a big one. It means you are in charge of your emotions. If you are angry, you don't blame the person who made you angry. You take responsibility for your anger and choose a different response. You don't let others control how you feel. Your time responsibility, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. Taking responsibility for your time means you manage it wisely. You don't say, I didn't have time to do it. You say, I didn't prioritize it. Social responsibility. Social responsibility is the understanding that you are part of a larger community. Your actions affect the world around you. It means you care not just about yourself, but also about the people and the world you live in. A simple act like picking up a piece of trash, even if it's not yours, is an act of social responsibility. It shows you care about your community. Helping someone who is lost or simply holding the door for a stranger are also small but powerful acts of social responsibility. When every person takes a little bit of social responsibility, the world becomes a much better place for everyone. Social responsibility extends beyond simple acts of kindness. It is about understanding your role as a citizen. It could be voting in elections, volunteering at a local charity, or supporting businesses that are ethical. It is about recognizing that your voice has power and your actions have an impact. For example, by choosing to recycle, you are taking social responsibility for the planet. By speaking up when you see injustice, you are taking social responsibility for your community. Personal responsibility and social responsibility are two sides of the same coin. You cannot be a responsible person without understanding your connection to others. A story of taking responsibility, Mahatma Gandhi. There is no better example of someone who took responsibility for not just his own life, but an entire nation's future, than Mahatma Gandhi. In the early 20th century, India was a colony of Great Britain. The British government controlled the country, and its people had very little freedom. Most people felt powerless. They believed that they had no control over their own lives. They waited for someone else to save them. But Gandhi did not wait. He did not say, someone else should fix this. He took responsibility. Gandhi believed that true freedom was not something that could be given, it was something that had to be earned by a nation acting together. He started a movement of nonviolent civil disobedience. He taught people to take responsibility for their own lives. He encouraged them to stop buying British clothes and instead, to make their own. He himself began to spin his own cloth every day, a simple act that became a powerful symbol of self-reliance and responsibility. He organized peaceful marches and protests, such as the famous Salt March, where thousands of Indians marched to the sea to make their own salt, in defiance of the British salt tax. He led millions of people, not with a sword or a gun, but with his principles. He showed people that their individual choices had power. The British government had power because the Indian people gave it to them, by following their laws and buying their products. By taking responsibility for their actions and choices, the Indian people could take their power back. Gandhi's leadership taught a whole nation that freedom and responsibility go hand in hand. His responsibility was not just a personal value, it was a force that changed the course of history. He proved that one person, by taking full responsibility, can inspire millions to do the same. Overcoming the fear of responsibility. Many people are afraid of responsibility because they are afraid of making mistakes. They think, if I take responsibility and I fail, then it is my fault. This is a natural fear. But the truth is, making mistakes is part of learning. A person who is not responsible is a person who cannot learn. They are always waiting for someone else to show them the way. To overcome this fear, start with small acts of responsibility. Make your bed every morning. Finish a task at work before the deadline. Take responsibility for one part of your day. With each small step, you build your confidence and your strength. The 3 pillars of responsibility. 1. Ownership. This is the mindset. You own your life, your thoughts, your feelings, and your choices. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the author of your story. 2. Action. This is the doing part. It's not enough to just think about being responsible. You must act. This is where you put in the work, whether it's studying for a test, budgeting your money, or picking up trash. 3. Integrity. This is the connection to our first value, honesty. True responsibility is acting with integrity. It means doing what you say you will do, and being a person others can trust. When you are honest and you take responsibility, your personal power is at its strongest. So, my friends, remember that responsibility is not a burden, it is a gift. It is the key to your personal power and the source of your freedom. By taking responsibility for your life and your choices, you become the author of your own story. You stop waiting for a hero and you become the hero yourself. This topic is perfect for your English practice. Listening is the first and most important step to learning any language. By listening to this script, your brain is absorbing the correct pronunciation, the natural rhythm, and the proper tone of English. A topic like responsibility is also great because it teaches you how to use your voice with sincerity and conviction. You will learn how to sound serious and truthful when you speak, which is a very important skill in English communication. The more you listen, the more comfortable you will become with the language. How to shadow? Shadowing is a powerful technique that helps you take what you hear and make it your own. Here's how you can do it with this video. Listen first, watch the video and listen to a small section, maybe 1 to 2 minutes. Just focus on understanding what is being said. Play that same section again and try to repeat my words almost at the same time. Don't worry about being perfect. Just try to match my speed, my rhythm, and my tone. As you practice, try to feel the words you are saying. When you are talking about responsibility, try to feel the word responsibility. This will help you learn to express yourself with emotion in English. By using this method, you are not just learning vocabulary, you are training your mouth and your brain to produce a natural and confident English accent. Next time, we will explore our third value, kindness. We will learn why kindness is not a weakness, but a powerful force that can create meaningful connections and change the world. Was the topic useful? If yes, like it and share it with your family and friends. Subscribe to our channel for this kind of motivational, useful, and informative videos. Write us about your valuable feedback in the comments below. Thank you for watching EnglishFuel.